Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the Eden Prairie Community Center, where the Eagles are hosting the visiting Stillwater Ponies. Hi, everybody. Patrick Lilia once again helping to bring you Eden Prairie Boys Hockey, presented tonight by Shirts Unlimited, Green Mill, Walzer Toyota, and Tavern on 4 and 5. Alongside Brett Johnson and Will Vanderbilt, the rest of our crew on site this evening. The Eagles looking to desperately turn something around this season. They got that big win over Duluth East a couple Saturdays ago, but competition quality did not lessen, and unfortunately the Eagles were not able to take advantage of that big win as they fell by 3 goals to both Minnetonka and Wayzata. Got the Ponies, who are tough to score on, don't score a lot either. They're averaging fewer than 3 goals a game, although their last game against Park of Cottage Grove would belie that thought, as they scored 9 goals in that win. Starting lineups, it's Dietrich in goal for the Eagles, Langfels and Irwin on defense, and Middlestead, Jensen, and Piaski up front. For the visiting Ponies this evening, Cooper Wiley on defense with Parker Wiley. We'll have Andrew Eichten, Spencer Scott up front, and Noah Tussey in the middle, and Jesse Brown in goal as the Eagles control the face-off in front of their own zone. As Irwin sends that one all the way down, icing waved off, so they'll play it down into the Ponies off defensive zone. As Langfeld sends that one toward the net. Middlestead with a shot on goal, saved by Brown. That one thrown toward the net and then kicked out toward the far side boards. Good offensive pressure shown by the Eagles early on. Play moves out into the neutral zone. Along the far side boards, here's Middlestead coming out with it briefly, but then has that one poked away from him. Ponies push it into their offensive zone for the first time. Here's Irwin alongside his net. We'll bring it back around toward Middlestead. Middlestead will push it up ahead toward Piaski. Piaski couldn't handle it, and the Ponies able to hold their zone. Here's Irwin with it along the near side. And bounces off of Middlestead's stick all the way down for an icing. 16:10 to go, first period, no score. As we said, the Ponies only averaging about 2.75 goals a game. They had a roller coaster season. They won their first 6, lost 6 out of 7 after that. They're going for their 3rd straight win this evening. The face-off bounces off the near side boards in front of Cooper Wiley, and then held in nicely by Joe Raleigh on defense. Centering feed sneaks its way through, but then sent back in deep. Puck is loose down on the next to Dietrich, and now it's sent back up toward the top side boards with Ryan Rusky. Rusky will send that one back behind the net. The Eagles trying to get out of their own zone now. Stillwater now having flipped the ice a little bit. The Eagles had that great start on offense with the chances in the offensive zone, and now down into the Stillwater offensive zone. The puck has stayed for a good couple of sequences, as well as centering feed out front, grabbed out of the air with the glove with Dietrich. This puck just sort of floating in, and Dietrich able to snag the puck with that glove. Well, the face-off to his left with 15:30 to go here in the first period. Rusky taking the face-off against Garrett Smith. Puck trickles its way back toward the blue line. The Eagles come out with it. His opponent knocked off of that one is Grain, now down into the offensive zone where the Ponies will play it behind their net. Good job by Grain tying up one of the Stillwater players behind the net. That's Rusky. Now a couple of players down on the ice. Puck still behind the Ponies' net. Now the Ponies come out with it along the far side boards. Leading his way up into center ice and then sending it up ahead. It's Alexander Wells as the Eagles quickly drive it back into the offensive zone, and then throwing that one toward the net by Lesko. Still loose down low. That one shot into traffic by Langfels and ends up bouncing its way out. Along the far side boards, continuing, it's still loose. Now bouncing its way onto the near side boards, and now we'll have a stoppage of play. The ice very tilted so far. Not a lot of neutral zone play, but a couple of extended sequences at both ends, and Lesko is going to head to the box, take a penalty, and that'll put the Ponies on a power play. That'll be the first penalty of the game. I know we've talked about it over and over and over, but buckle up, here we go. The Eagles now up to 63.1 on the penalty kill if they get a nice early clear on that one. Lesko for interference as Cooper Wiley picks it up behind his own net. Wiley now skating through his zone with it. Gain the blue line, but coming in off sides, and we'll have a face-off outside of the Eden Prairie zone with 14-16 left to go in the period. 141 in the Lesko interference penalty, so great start to the penalty kill if you're Eden Prairie. You got the early clear and now an offside. That'll bring the face-off outside of the offensive zone. Ponies into the offensive zone, but then swept right back out by Middlestead. Another long clear all the way back down. Here's Cooper Wiley behind his net, harassed by Jensen. Laying it behind his net is Raleigh. He'll leave it behind him for Noah Tussey, one of the leading scorers for the Ponies. If you want to call it that, he only has 6 goals. That's the leading goal total on this Pony team. He said they haven't scored a lot. This one sent in by Spencer Scott. And then sent all the way back down again. So this penalty kill so far so good for Eden Prairie on their first chance. A minute left in the Lesko interference penalty. Here's Wiley in his own zone, spins around. It over to his defensive mate, Logan Huber. Huber playing behind his net, looking to set something up. Power play now down to 42 seconds. Wiley dumps it off before he enters the neutral zone. You see this power play, certainly nothing to get all that excited about if you're the Ponies. And as we've said already a couple of times, scoring goals hard to come by for them, and perhaps one of the reasons why this power play has certainly not looked anything like an organized effort. 12 seconds now remaining in the Lesko penalty as the Ponies just kind of play it back and forth. It'll go off the end wall. Ponies still with it in the far corner. Coming out of it was Lucas Monson. Eden Prairie now at full strength as the power play comes to an end. Ends up loose on the far side out to the right of Dietrich and then held in by Blake Donar. Play moves into the far side, near side corner, now up to the far side corner. Net coming loose. 12-17 to go, first period. Eden Prairie killing off that early penalty. Lesko for interference. Stillwater did not really get anything of note on that power play. They kind of seemed content to just run some clock, just wait for things to happen, and face-off pushed up into the far side corner and then sent all the way down on the errant pass. Brown will hold on to it. Back to get it is Alexander Wells. Wells loses the puck as he's trying to gain his own blue line. They finally push it out to center ice. Lesko back on the ice. A nice defensive effort there. Now it's sent all the way down into the offensive zone for the Ponies. Brought into the neutral zone. Here comes Garrett Smith the other way with Lesko, but Smith tied up. The puck fought for on the near side boards. Now it comes out. Here come the Ponies back the other way into neutral ice. That one deflecting off the stick of Brain. Sent all the way down into the Stillwater offensive zone once again. Eagles playing it there. Brain will send it up toward the blue line. There's Irwin with it as it's held back as Irwin whiffs on it. Play it behind his own net. It goes off the stick of Langfels. Pony's able to hold it in. That shot is blocked. Goes up off the far side board, stays in, and now we'll have a stoppage of play with 11:08 remaining in the first period. We're going to say that maybe it did go out of play, and now we're going to have a face-off to the right of Dietrich. Jensen wins the face-off for the Eagles. As Austin Krebsbach played it off the end wall. Jensen into the offensive zone with Middlestead. Jensen will play it, bring it around his net. Send it up to Langfels, who has a shot on goal. Rather, that's Krebsbach, my apologies. Saved and held on to by Brown. Will have a face-off deep in the Stillwater zone with 10:50 to go here in the first period. Face-off to the left of Brown. Stillwater wins the face-off. Bank it off the ends of the boards. Here they come the other way. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Sent down in deep by Joe Raleigh. Raleigh with some speed gets through it first. The Eagles, though, playing it on front of the near side board. Here's Jensen. Jensen reversing direction. Now he'll send it up ahead to Middlestead. Middlestead past the red line. That one knocked off the puck. A great forecheck by the Stillwater defense. Raleigh goes to the ice. Krebsbach with it. Krebsbach sending that one. It'll try to get it in deep. It bounced off a Stillwater shin. That was Logan Huber. Huber sends it up off the boards in front of the Stillwater bench. Play moves down into the far side corner. Puck tied up there between a handful of red jerseys and white jerseys. Eventually does come out to the Eagles. Carson Jones. Jones with that one knocked off the stick as he tried to pass it ahead. Here's Luke Hampton into the offensive zone into the far side corner. Krebsbach there to tie him up. Rudrud behind his own net. Bank it off in front of Jones. Stillwater sending it back into the offensive zone. It's Tager. Tager sends that one up ahead. Here's Conan, who just recently moved back to forward. Conan skating into the offensive zone, looking for a centering attempt, but it's intercepted by the Ponies. Brought back the other way, courtesy of Lucas Monson. Monson with that one knocked away from him. Here's Jones into the offensive zone, trying to get it to Conan, but well out of his reach. Ponies send it back down into the Eden Prairie zone. Tager along the near side boards. This one will reflect off a couple of players and head down into the steep into the Stillwater zone. Yes, Rudrud trying to force a mistake by the goaltender. Brown almost did, but Brown able to get it up ahead. Now down into the Eden Prairie zone once again. 8:54 to go, first period. Yeah, that one goes off the stick of Grain. Now out into the neutral zone. Grain has it once again. Grain knocked off the puck by Rusty. And on into the Eden Prairie zone, into the far side corner. So that long pass will go all the way down for an icing with 8:32 to go in the first period. So not a lot of offensive chances thus far for either team. Stillwater had that one power play, but didn't really seem all that interested in trying to do anything with it. Spent a lot of time in their own zone, kind of waiting for things to break out. As Eden Prairie sends the face-off back behind the Stillwater net. In the far side area, there's Will Height, along with Grain down there in the corner. Here's Lesko trying to get it up behind the Stillwater net, but was knocked off the puck. Goes off with Will Height stick down low. Ponies possessing it. They'll bank it off the boards. It'll float its way out to center ice. Irwin sending it back through the neutral zone. Goes off the stick of Lesko. Then Lesko gets a shove from one of the Ponies. Here's Wiley. Wiley behind his net. Will give it up to his defense mate Huber. Now back toward Wiley. There could be a turnover up front. That puck is still loose, and the Ponies come out with it. Sent back into the near side corner in the Stillwater zone. Sent toward the blue line, able to be held in by the Eagles. A.J. Horton able to hold that one in. Yaski chasing it down behind the Stillwater net, but sent back along the near side boards as Jensen takes a tumble. Irwin plays it off the near side boards. Here's Piaski, 1-on-3. He'll take a couple of big hits as he goes into the zone. Ponies back the other way into the neutral zone. Raleigh, though, knocked off by Piaski. Good work by the senior forward, Tim Piaski, to knock that one away. Ponies into the offensive zone, trying to catch Eden Prairie on the change. Rudrud able to send that one back out to center ice. Wiley banking it off the near far side boards, but we'll have a stoppage of play with 6:47 to go here in the first period. Eden Prairie going to go on the power play for the first time. Parker Wiley heading to the penalty box. Face off to the left of the goaltender, Brown. Eden Prairie getting their first power play opportunity. Here's Irwin. Irwin will play it toward the back of the net. Ponies come out with it. They'll send that one out to center ice. Irwin back to get it. Push it up ahead toward Middlestead. Middlestead will circle in his zone. Seeing these Ponies, they'll skate a long way as that one skips in on goal. Kip Brown sends it into the near side corner. Ponies seem to want to cover a lot of ground. They won't really stay in one place, or like a very active team that moves around. They flip assignments. They don't really maintain one particular area of the ice. Here's Jensen streaking into the offensive zone. Jensen, he's knocked off the puck behind the net by Logan Huber. Middlestead has to bank it off the far side boards in front of the Stillwater bench. Here's Jensen. Jensen trying to center it down low, just out of the reach of Garrett Smith on the redirect attempt. Eagles having to reset in the neutral zone. 55 seconds remaining in the power play for Eden Prairie. Jensen into the offensive zone. Jensen will leave it behind him for Irwin, but Irwin takes a shot. Puck goes back out to center ice and sent all the way down by the Ponies. 40 seconds now remaining in the Eden Prairie power play. Langfels loses the puck briefly. Will Height trying to work his way around a very aggressive Matthew McGinley of Stillwater. Ponies continuing to show that defensive aggression. Here's Langfels. To Carson Jones. Jones, though, has that one poked off of his stick and now sent all the way down once again. It was Raleigh who made that happen. It seems to continue to say very active defense by these Ponies. Eden Prairie the other way. Here's Jones with speed. Defender fell down. Jones in. He'll have to slow up, though. Great job to catch up to that one by that Ponies defender. Looked like Jones was going to have a clear pass to the net, but able to get in Jones's way, and he had to pull up and look for other options, and there really weren't any. Power play over. Irwin back in his own zone. Ponies at full strength. Here's Smith at the blue line. Smith will wind up and he'll rip one into the glove of Brown. And the Ponies back the other way. Into the neutral zone is Monson. Monson getting tied up in front of the boards by Grain. Sporton sends that one around the net. Rudrud through center ice. Rudrud, though, trying to work his way around the defenders, but can't. Continuing behind the Stillwater net. Lesko trying to make something happen, but he was tied up. Poked back behind the Stillwater net once again by Huber. Huber will send it up ahead as Irwin winds up for a blast into traffic. That one's sent down into the corner. .335 to go first period. No score. A very physical game dominated by defense and big hits thus far. Eden Prairie wins the face-off. Irwin back up top to Horton. Horton will send it in deep around the net. But it was behind the red line, so we'll have an icing and a face-off coming back deep in the Eden Prairie zone with 3:29 now remaining in the first period. Have a player of the game brought to you by Shirts Unlimited, coming up after the game, presented by yours truly. Jensen wins the face-off, sends it up into the far side corner. Irwin reversing direction. Irwin will bank it off the boards, intercepted by the Pony, sent back in, and Dietrich has to get out of his crouch and send that one to the end wall. Pony's able to hold it in. Here's Irwin behind the net. Irwin will bank it off the far side boards, and that'll go all the way down for an icing. We'll have another face-off back deep in the Eden Prairie zone with 2:58 remaining in the first period. Haven't seen any grade A scoring chances yet. We've seen a maybe one or two things from the Eagles that maybe just a little bit out of reach, but Ponies control the face-off centering feed. That goes off of a skate into the near side boards. Ponies, though, continuing to possess. Here's Tussey. Tussey will try to center that one, but there's nobody there. It goes onto the far side boards. Stillwater able to hold it in for the moment, but now here come the Eagles quickly back the other way with Rudrud, but he comes in offside. We'll have a face-off outside of the Stillwater blue line with 2:34 remaining in the first period, no score. Goaltenders haven't really been tested. It was a function of nobody's really had any great chances to score. Ponies possessing it in their own zone. That one banks off the far side boards. In with speed is Adam Isle. Isle, though, tied up, goes into the far side corner. The Ponies, though, that was trying to center that one. It goes off the stick, though, on a whiff. It's Luke Hamp. Penalty coming up. There's an elbowing call against Stillwater, so Eden Prairie will head back to the power play for the second time. Parker Wiley headed back to the box for the second time in the first period. So Eden Prairie will go on second power play with 2:10 remaining in the first period. Jensen taking the face-off against Rusky. Eden Prairie controlling the face-off. Here's Irwin, puts one wide of the net. We'll have another stoppage. Wiley for elbowing. Eden Prairie 0 for 1 on the power play. Yoski wins the face-off. Going down to Irwin. Irwin back up, but goes off the stick of Middlestead. Eagles will have to reset as Middlestead skates through into the neutral zone. Now here's Irwin in his own zone. Jensen making his way through center ice. Move it behind him. Middlestead knocked down to Irwin. Middlestead able to hold that one in nicely. Middlestead working his way around the near side. Tried to get it up to Jensen, but it was out of Jensen's reach. Jensen, though, fighting his way through. Centering feed out front. And that one able to be poked out into the corner. Piaski couldn't get anything on that one, and it was sent out of there. Here's Middlestead. Middlestead with a shot in. Now it goes off to Brown for the rebound. Irwin has to carry it into the corner, though. Irwin back up top, trying to get it to Jensen, but it wasn't a very accurate pass, and Jensen just had to kind of stop it with the skate. It comes back out to Jensen as the Ponies on the ice blocking shots with their bodies. That one sent in. That one sort of wobbled in on Brown. Brown able to cover it. 53 seconds to go in the first period. These Stillwater defenders, they'll hit you, they'll get on the ice and block shots. They are a very physical team, and they will, looks like they will lay out just about everything. Eagles win the face-off. It was Pager trying to get it up to Jones, but it was out of Jones's reach, hard off the far side boards. Back down to Pager. Pager trying to work his way in, but it's intercepted and cleared by the Ponies all the way down. 30 seconds remaining in the Eagles' power play, 35 seconds in the period. Langfels behind his own net. Get it up to Jones along the far side boards. Jones bringing it into the center, now along the left wing side rather. Then up into the far side corner, now back out to center ice. 10 seconds remaining in the power play, 17 seconds in the period. Pager sending that one in. Brown playing it behind his own net and then sent all the way down. That'll end the power play. Should probably bring us to the end of the first period as well. 3 seconds remaining, and that'll bring it to the conclusion of the first frame. No score, no real scoring chances for either team. Eden Prairie had 2 power plays, but not much came out of that. Nor did the 1 extra man attack for Stillwater. So we'll go to the first intermission here at the Eden Prairie Community Center with the Ponies and Eagles tied at 0. We're watching Eden Prairie boys hockey.
Here we are. Maple Grove.
Now look,
No, you're ready.
don't get my
We're
leg.
ready. You ready? It's live. We're live.
Wait. Let me see how I look first. Hang on.
see.
No, let me see.
You can't see.
Oh, I can see.
Here we are.
Okay. Wait.
What do you think of Dave's? Here's just another satisfied customer at Dave's Sports Shop. Hey, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, hey.
Oh,
Where are we?
we at Dave's Sporting Goods store in Maple Grove. You tell my quality.
Look at that beauty.
Quality shirt and the Wayzata logo. Huh? Look at the material. It's so soft. It's so comfortable. I wear it all day long at work today. And I show off. Everybody asks me, hey, Ken, where you buy that shirt from? Dave's Sporting Goods, Maple Grove, off We Let Grove 94. This is quality. Special order. Look at this beautiful store here. Are you kidding me in Minnesota? This is a one-of-a-kind store. This is the store you should always come to this store and buy merchandise. Here's
Sure,
Craig.
how's it going today?
Here's Craig, the wonderful person. Listen, this is quality right here. He's the owner. This is what all others come to get.
What do you
All
got there?
My special order shirt.
Oh, that shirt's gonna look great on you.
Thank you.
Kenny, that's a beauty.
Ain't that beautiful?
Yeah.
You see that logo? You see the material?
Oh, that is
material.
special.
This is gorgeous. Hey, wait a minute.
That's for you.
Oh my God.
We did that for you.
Craig, you did 8 shirts for me
Thank you so much for coming in.
every other week. Thank you, Craig. You know what?
Appreciate it.
It's wonderful. This shirt is worth it. The time and the place. Come to Minnesota, to Dave Sporting Goods Store, off 94, Weaver Lake Road. You can't go wrong. Wrong? This is all right.
You
Thanks,
got it.
guys. Come on down.
Welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center for Eden Prairie boys hockey this evening. Eden Prairie and Stillwater tied at 0 after a very defensive first period. Neither team with any real good scoring opportunities. The Eagles may have had the best one of the period, but the centering feed for Garrett Smith was pretty well out of his reach, so we can't really consider that to be that good of a scoring chance. Here come the Eagles into the offensive zone, 2-on-1, trying to get it to Piaski. He scores! Tim Piaski, and just as we say that, the Eagles break through and they lead 1-0. It's Piaski's third goal of the season, coming just 22 seconds into the second period. And Eden Prairie takes the lead at 1-0. Piaski taking that beautiful feed. Sent down into the Eden Prairie zone. Jensen with the assist on that beautiful feed, and play quickly back down into the Eden Prairie offensive zone as Piaski almost getting another chance on the centering feed as Stillwater pushes it out to center ice. Jensen with it in center ice, bringing it into the offensive zone. Jensen trying to work his way around Huber, couldn't do it. Sent down into the corner. Stillwater back the other way. Spencer Scott was knocked off the puck there, but still sent down into the zone. Trying to spring Middlestick, but Middlestick got tied up. Here's Jensen into the zone as his shot is blocked, sent behind the Stillwater net, now up into the far side corner. Ponies flip a high pop-up down into the neutral zone. Irwin at the red line sends it in on Brown, who will hold on to it with 15:34 to go here in the second period. We were talking about the lack of good offensive chances for either team, and right then Eden Prairie broke through that 2-on-1 with Jensen and Piaski with that great shot to beat the glove of Brown to make it 1-0. Eagles send it down into the offensive zone. Rudroot into the near side corner. He has the puck taken away by Rusky. Rusky sends it along the end wall up into the far side corner. Now the Eagles send it back behind the net. They score! It was Chris Conan able to get that. It just sort of worked its way back toward him, and he was able to beat Brown this time on the stick side. It's 2-0 Eden Prairie. That'll be Conan's 5th goal of the year. Sent down into the Stillwater offensive zone. Eagles playing it, and they will bring it back to center ice. Eagles breaking out for a couple of goals into the offensive zone. Jensen tied up, but he gets it back to Middlestick, but Middlestick knocked off the puck by Parker Wiley. Jensen in the corner gets it back up toward Argetsinger. Argetsinger brings that one into the far side corner. Piaski was one of the goals, and we'll have a stoppage with 14:41 remaining in the second period. 2-0. Piaski and Conan, the goal scorers for the Eagles. Well, Middlestead will head to the penalty box, and Stillwater will go on the power play. 0 for 1, didn't really show much effort in trying to produce on that first power play. There's really no other way to say it. They just kind of hung around in their own zone and eventually would sort of play tic-tac-toe in the offensive zone. They just didn't really make much of an effort to score on that power play. They'll go on their second one here with 14:41 remaining in the second period. Middlestead getting the penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Wiley back up with Donar. Donar will play it around the net, and like much of the same so far from the Ponies on their second power play attempt. This one plays around. Here's Donar. He takes a shot for Argetsinger. Wiley lining up for the one-time blast that goes wide by Donar. Able to hold the zone, though, is Wiley. He'll send it back into the corner. It's loose out front. Jensen will come away with it. And I'm not sure what quite happened there, but he ends up sending it toward Dietrich, and Dietrich has to quickly get on it to prevent it from five-holing him, and we'll have a face-off coming deep in the Eden Prairie zone with 14 minutes remaining in the second period. Conan taking the face-off against Monson. Push down into the corner. Handful of Stillwater players down there fighting with Irwin for the puck. Go along the near side boards. Now sent toward the front of the net by Huber. Some float tie up off the glass on the end wall. On the near side boards. Now up into the corner. Wyatt Wasco, one of the Stillwater players over there. Moving along the near side boards, trying to poke his way out of there. Here's Huber. Huber toward the net, and it's stopped and held on to by Dietrich. So the Eagles got those two quick goals. Trying to kill off their second penalty of the night. And Stillwater there challenged to score offensively, averaging fewer than 3 goals a game, but 3 at least is what they would need to win this one tonight now. Wiley able to hold the zone for the Ponies. Able to be cleared out by the Eagles all the way down, and Jensen will chase after it. Here's Wiley with it. Wiley harassed by Jensen. Play toward the net area. Piaski trying to play it behind him, but has it taken away by the Ponies. Wiley behind his own net. Leaves it for Donar. Donar will send it up top in front of the bench to Raleigh, and then goes off the stick of Donar on the return pass. Here's Donar. Going to get it behind him. The Eagles, though, come away with it. Power play over. Jensen into the offensive zone. He'll try to get it to Piaski. Piaski, that one poked wide by Ryan Lesko. Play continuing into the end wall areas. Lesko on the wraparound attempt. Lesko gets shoved in the back, and we're going to have a penalty coming. Lesko still down. Lesko got a firm push in the back. Cooper Wiley, who takes the penalty. It'll be Luke Hamp, rather, they give the penalty to. The Eagles push the face-off behind the Stillwater net. They continuing in the corner, and the Ponies come out with it. They'll clear it out to center ice. It's Carson Jones with it. Back to Conan. Conan working his way now, speeding through center ice. Conan along the far side board, trying to get it back to Wilhite. Sending it down to Jones. Jones, backhand, stopped and held on to by Brown. The Eagles able to get a scoring opportunity out of that sequence. Jones able to get the backhand shot off on Brown. Brown, though, with the glove save. Minute 29 remaining in the Eagle power play. Lesko to take the face-off for the Eagles. He'll send it down toward Langfells. Jensen will push it into the corner. Tied up there by Lesko in a pair of red jerseys. Lesko is tied up by Huber. Now with it is Scott. Sent all the way down. Here's Langfells chasing after it with a speeding McGinley behind him for Stillwater. Here's Irwin. Irwin will play it around the other way. Langfells gets it back to Irwin. Irwin in the neutral zone. Irwin will play it around. Brown as it goes off of his stick as he tried to get it under control, and then it's sent all the way back down into the Eagle end with 42 seconds remaining in the power play. 11:04 in the second period, 2-0 Eden Prairie with the lead. Eagles coming into the zone. That one was off the stick of Jensen as he came up the near side boards. Jensen working his way in with a shot on Brown, and Brown with the save. So for all that discussion about the lack of scoring opportunities, the Eagles have seen them start to come in bunches here in the second period. Aside from the 2 goals, they've got a handful of other opportunities now on Brown. 29 seconds remaining in the Eagle power play. Ponies win the face-off, sent toward the blue line by Darby, Ethan Darby. He couldn't get it out. Middlestead behind the net. Middlestead will get it back out to Irwin. Irwin tried to send that one in, but it was deflected up, and then it sort of floated in on Brown, who kind of leaps up to make the glove save. He'll hold on to it. 15 seconds remaining in the power play. 10:39 to go in the period. Face-off between Raleigh and Jensen on the far side. Ponies win the face-off as Middlestead almost thought of that one. It's still loose out front. Here's Piaski. Piaski almost able to get that one by Brown as Piaski fighting his way through a defender, able to get his own rebound, and they had to get a second shot as it goes up into the netting. 6 seconds remaining now in the power play. Redrood will take the face-off for Eden Prairie. Face-off continuing down into the corner. Power play is over. Stillwater back at full strength. Ponies trying to come out of the corner with it. They'll send it up into neutral ice and sprung the other way. In on goal and sending it wide was Andrew Eichten. Eichten, who was on the ice after the penalty had ended. He was not the penalty, but he was the replacement player for the penalized camp, and he broke free for the breakaway but sent it wide. And now out into the neutral zone once again. Here's Pager. Another one by Krebsbach up toward the blue line. Rudrud and Wilhite down into the offensive zone as it plays its way up into the corner. Rudrud trying to get it down to Wilhite. It mounts up to Krebsbach. Krebsbach with a shot into traffic that's blocked. A couple of whacks at it as it pokes its way out to center ice and then sent back in deep by the Eagles. 9:24 to go in the second period. Spencer Scott working his way through center ice. He'll bank it off the near side board, send it down past Dietrich. Eagles will play it in their own zone. They get it up ahead to Middlestead as Adam Isle out there trying to force a mistake for the Ponies. We've seen some of that pressure that was seen in the first period start to be applied again. The Ponies send this one back in deep. Here's it behind the net by Hamp. Eagles along the far side boards, now into the middle. Here comes Piaski into the offensive zone. Piaski fighting his way through a couple stick checks. It's still loose. Piaski ended up getting that one on goal. Brown knocked it down with a rebound loose. Eventually he'll hold on to it. 8:42 remaining in the second period. And Eden Prairie definitely looks like they are in control of the pace of play right now, as they are just peppering Brown with shots and opportunities. Wilhite taking the face-off against Raleigh. Raleigh booted from the face-off circle. The Eagles control the face-off. Arget-Singer. Arget-Singer will play it off the boards. Conan. Conan will get it back toward Arget-Singer. Conan will send it back toward the center ice area. Conan working his way along the far side boards. Rudrud tied up there as well. Irwin will send that one in, and Brown sends it up into the netting with his stick. Another face-off deep in the Pony zone. 8:21 to go in the second period. Tonight's game once again brought to you by Shirts Unlimited, Green Mill, Walzer Toyota, and the Tavern on 4 and 5. We thank our wonderful sponsors for helping put Eden Prairie boys hockey on the air. The Eagles control the face-off. Irwin sending that one in on Brown. They score off the rebound. It's Conan again, and it's 3-0 Eden Prairie. Irwin's shot just deflected off of Brown, and there was Conan there to slam home the rebound. Second goal of the period for Chris Conan. And Eden Prairie has exploded for 3 goals here the first 9 minutes of the second period. Sent up ahead into the offensive zone for the Ponies. Wilhite trying to get to it. He takes a hit from one of the Ponies trying to keep it in the offensive zone. Ponies controlling it at center ice. Pass out of reach of Scott. Sent down into the zone. They got to neutral ice. Here's Horton sending that one in, but Wilhite was offside had he touched it. Horton able to hold the zone. Horton tried to send that one towards the net, but it was blocked. He gets it back, sends it down into the near side corner. Wilhite behind the net. Wilhite up top to Langfells, and Langfells' blast goes off the end wall. Ponies trying to come out with it. There's Garrett Smith, though, taking it away. Wilhite ties up a Pony. Horton comes out with it for the Eagles. He throws it toward the center of toward center ice, and now along the far side boards. The Eagles unable to hold it in. Here's Langfelds. Langfelds sends that one to Wilhite. Eagles back down in. Here's Smith chasing it down. Wide with Alexander Wells. It's Piaski. Piaski gets it back down to Pager. Pager shot into traffic. And another shot through traffic by Lesko, and now sent out to center ice. Krebsbach getting it in his own zone. Send it up through center ice. The Eagles back the other way. Jensen trying to find it through his skates, can't do it. Ponies possessing it in their zone now. As Cooper Wiley has that one knocked off of him and then sent back a little bit out in front of Jensen. Ponies back the other way, is still loose, and it ends up going off the stick of Adam Isle as he tried to control it, and eventually finds its way over to Dietrich, and he'll cover it. So that may. The Ponies have now had a pair of pretty good scoring chances in the second period. The first with the breakaway attempt by Andrew Eichten, who was replacing one of the players who had just come out of the penalty box for the Ponies. Second one there a moment ago. We have a stick that kind of flew out of the hands of Wyatt Wasco. Face off to the right of Dietrich, pushed down into the near side corner. The Eagles trying to push it out of the corner. As Wasco ties up his man. The near side boards, poked out toward center ice. Getting onside is Rusky. Rusky, though, has that one knocked off of his stick. Sent back down into the corner by McGinley. Target Singer behind the net. Rudroot sending it up ahead to Conan. There's Pager on the far side. Send it into the zone just out in front of Jones, and the Ponies send it back toward the blue line. Now out toward center ice. Ponies work it back into the offensive zone. Wasco with some good stick work for the Ponies. It ends up being poked back to Dietrich, and he'll cover it. 5:37 now remaining in the second period. Eden Prairie with a 3-0 lead. They've scored 3 times here in the middle frame. Conan has 2 of them, the first one and the third one. Rather, I should say Conan is the second and the third. Piaski with the first one. My mistake there, and we'll have a face-off to the left of Dietrich. Jensen taking the face-off against Lucas Monson. The Eagles push the face-off up into the corner. Look back toward Middlestead. Middlestead, though, is tied up by Huber. Play continuing in the far side corner as a couple more cars join the pile up. Now played around the net. Here's Irwin. Irwin trying to get it up ahead in front of Blake Donar of the Ponies. Scott in his own zone. He'll bank it off the boards. Trying to get it up ahead to Donar. Here's Eichten. Eichten tied up by Middlestead. Coming in on sides are the Ponies. The Eagles able to poke it back out. Here's Piaski back the other way. 2-on-2 gets around Donar. Trying to center it for Jensen, but that one was just poked away at the last second. Ponies back into the neutral zone. Put it up ahead to Donar. Donar, though, tied up by a couple of Eagles, Jensen and Langfels. Here's Irwin with speed up the right wing side. That one knocked off the stick by Darby. Piaski behind his net, looking to center it. Going to the ice is Jensen. Returning toward the net and then popping wide is a shot by Argetsinger. We have a penalty coming up. Adam Isle heading to the box for the Ponies. So the Eagles headed to their power play once again. 4:24 remaining in the second period. Eden Prairie with a 3-0 lead. Redwood taking the face-off for the Eagles. It finds its way down to Carson Jones. Just falling to the ice was McGinley. Centering feed as the net comes loose on the wraparound attempt. Redroot taking the face-off against McGinley this time. The Eagles getting their proper personnel on the ice. You know, they will change all 5 skaters. It'll be Middlestead taking the face-off now. With Piaski. Well, for a moment like it was going to be Middlestead, but Piaski ends up taking it. Langfels, so that one poked away from behind by Wasco. Langfels able to hold the blue line for the moment and then poked out to center ice. And then sent down in deep. Dietrich playing it with his stick. He'll play it up through center ice. Wiley in his zone. He'll throw it through center ice and all the way down into the Eden Prairie defensive zone. Here's Langfels setting up behind his net. And the Eagles back the other way. Irwin working his way around Rusky, and he'll dump it in deep. Back out to Langfels, lining up with a one-time blast by Irwin. It's blocked out front by Parker Wiley. Sent out into the neutral zone, now all the way down into the Eagle zone. 1:05 to go in the Eagle power play. 3:26 to go in the period. 3-0, Eden Prairie with the lead. There's Irwin back the other way with it. Outside at the line, plays it around the Stillwater net. Piaski in the far corner, if that one taken away from him by Rusky. The tie-up will have a stoppage of play. 46 seconds remaining in the power play. 3:10 in the period. So Eden Prairie has solved the trap. Stillwater used it to great effect in the first period, but now the Eagles have broken through for 3 goals here in the second. Face-off coming outside of the Stillwater blue line. Redroot wins the face-off, gets it over to Conan. Conan down to Jones. Jones into the offensive zone, but coming in offside. Now a face-off on the near side. Redroot taking it for the Eagles. He bounces it back to Jones. Jones in his own zone, gets harassed there by Scott. Scott able to take it away. Good work by Spencer Scott of the Ponies to try to force something to happen in the defensive zone with his team down 3-0. Conan through center ice with speed. Pulls up. Will Height down to Garrett Smith, trying to get it back to Will Height, but that one poked away. Smith circling, trying to get it up top. Smith, the redirect goes through the blue. Power play over. Stillwater back at full strength. That went behind the goaltender Brown, but slid through the blue and out. .2:16 now remaining in the second period. 3-0 Eden Prairie with the lead. And we'll have a face-off deep in the Stillwater zone. It'll be the left of the goaltender Brown. Piaski taking the face-off against Raleigh. Horton possesses it for the Eagles. He throws that one toward the net. It's knocked down. Piaski trying to work his way through the stick check. Piaski, it's still loose. He comes out with it. It's Argetsinger toward the net. Rebound, it's still loose, still free down there. Argetsinger sends it back behind the net. The Ponies trying to get it back the other way, but then sent back behind the net. It's Jensen trying to center it. It ends up being deflected down into the corner, and the Ponies send it out to center ice. Here's Argetsinger going to get it, play it along the far side boards. Ponies trying to play it again in their zone, harassed nicely by Piaski. We're going to the ice, and Piaski is going to take a penalty for the Eagles. Now we have another Stillwater player that goes down and very loudly. So kind of a messy situation developing there. There's Jensen, Jensen and Piaski both going to the box. This is going to be a 5-on-3 for the Ponies. We have to wait to see what the announcements were, but it'll be a 5-on-3 for Stillwater for the next minute, for the next 2 minutes. There are a minute 35 remaining in the period. Stillwater pretty much needing this power play, going to need to score at least once, if not able to take advantage of both penalties, but a rare full 2-minute 5-on-3 power play. The Eagles immediately get a clear. Wiley back down to get it in his zone. He'll play it behind his net. Wiley back up the other way. He'll send it cross ice for Raleigh. Raleigh, Eagles setting up to protect the net. On to Huber. Back to Huber. Here's Wiley. Wiley over to Huber. Huber setting up off his skate. He throws it toward the net, and it's deflected up. Onto the far side boards. Huber comes out with it, rather. Here's Wiley down low. Redirect attempt goes behind the net off the stick of Monson. It's Huber winding up, trying to feed it down low. With that one goes wide off the stick of Raleigh. Wiley. Wiley getting it back, stick loose on the ice. Wiley looking to set up. They're going to go to the 5-on-3 if that one shot goes wide. Delayed penalty coming against Eden Prairie. Still loose out front, and now Eden Prairie touches up. So, certainly a bizarre situation as Eden Prairie will be assessed another penalty. Will be Argetsinger heading to the box. So 58 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3, and then another minute of penalty time after that. So Stillwater certainly being given plenty of opportunities to put something on the board right here. Stillwater controlling the face-off. Donar back up top. It's loose out front. Donar trying to catch up to it. He sends it wide of the net. Pony still possessing. 22 seconds remaining in the period. Is it still loose? Trying to take a whack at it was Hamp, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Now we're going to have a penalty coming against the Ponies. It'll be Hamp headed to the box, perhaps a high stick. So Stillwater had a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes, and then another penalty assessed on top of the 2 minutes that would have extended their power play even further. And Luke Hamp takes a penalty, and that'll make it a 4-on-4, or 4-on-3 rather. .16 seconds remaining in the period. 41 seconds in the 2 minor penalties to Jensen and Piaski. And then Argetsinger's penalty will last for about another minute after that. So 4-on-3 as we come to the end of the second period. Stillwater looking to set up something, but that'll bring us to the end. And so a very bizarre end of the second period, rather. Stillwater will have 26 seconds of 4-on-3 power play to start the third period. But certainly interesting second period that sees 3 Eagles goals and then a barrage of marching to the penalty box in the latter few minutes of the period, and that's where we stand as we head to the second intermission. You're watching Eden Prairie boys hockey. We're going to the second intermission. Eden Prairie 3, Stillwater nothing.
Here we are. Maple Grove.
You know what, you ready?
Don't get my
We're
leg.
ready. You ready? It's live. We're live.
Wait. Let me see how I look first. Hang on.
see.
No, let me see.
You can't see.
Oh, let me see.
Here we are.
Okay, wait.
What do you think of Dave's? Here's just another satisfied customer at Dave's Sports Shop. Hey, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where are we?
we at Dave's Sporting Goods store in Maple Grove. You tell my quality.
Look at that beauty.
Quality shirt and the Wayzata logo. Huh? Look at the material. It's so soft. It's so comfortable. I wear it all day long at work today. And I show off. Everybody asks me, hey, Ken, where you buy that shirt from? Dave's Sporting Goods, Maple Grove, off We Will Let Grove 94. This is quality. Special order. Look at this beautiful store here. Are you kidding me in Minnesota? This is a one-of-a-kind store. This is the store you should always come to this store and buy merchandise. Here's Craig.
how's it going today?
Here's Craig, the wonderful person. Listen, this is quality right here. He's the owner. This is what I love to come to get.
What do you
All
got
my-
there?
My special order shirt.
Oh, that shirt's gonna look great on you.
Thank you.
Kenny, that's a beauty.
Ain't that beautiful?
Yeah.
You see that logo? You see the material?
Oh, that is
material.
special.
This is gorgeous. Hey, wait a minute.
That's for you.
Oh my God.
We did that for you.
Craig, you did 8 shirts for me
Thank you so much for coming in.
every other week. Thank you, Craig.
We
You know what?
appreciate it.
It's wonderful. This shirt is worth it. The time and the place. Come to Minnesota, to Dave Sporting Goods Store, off 94, We Will Let Grove. You can't go wrong. Wrong? This is all right.
You
Thanks,
got it.
guys. Come on down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center. We're getting set to start the third period. 3-0 Eden Prairie with the lead. They scored 3 times in the middle frame. 1 by Piaski and 2 by Chris Conan. Start the third period, 26 seconds of 4-on-3 power play for the Ponies, but the Eagles quickly win the face-off. Langfeld sends it down into the offensive zone, but the Ponies trying to bring it ahead. The Ponies, as we've talked about throughout the early part of the game, have struggled mightily to score at all this season, averaging fewer than 3 goals a game. So kind of curious how the Ponies have managed such a decent record. They came in at 9-6-1 as that one goes off the side of the net. Now back to 4-on-4. Still have a penalty to Argetsinger, which went on top of the 2 prior penalties to Jensen and Piaski. That one loose, whiffing on in the shot was Spencer Scott. Garrett Smith chasing it into the zone for the Eagles. Eagles will possibly get a power play if there's a stoppage prior to the end of the power play. Here come the Ponies back into the offensive zone. That one thrown in down on Dietrich. He'll slide it in and cover it up. Now 4-on-4 for the next 37 seconds. What I meant to say was that the Eagles will end up with about 40 seconds of power play time. Pager plays it around the Eagle net. It's Conan on the far side, reversing direction. Send it up through center ice. Pager at the red line on the near side. Eagles enter the offensive zone. Stillwater looking to knock them off the puck. The centering feed that goes along the far side boards. Here's Wells with it for Stillwater. Heading it through the other way. Here come the Ponies into the zone with Raleigh. Raleigh, though, losing control of the puck, and then he tried to center it for Adam Isle, and it was well out of Isle's reach. Jensen into the offensive zone for the Eagles, working his way up into the far side corner. He'll slow it down. 35 seconds now of power play for the Eagles. Rather, my apologies, 35 seconds of power play for the Ponies, as there's a shot on goal stopped by Dietrich and sent up into the corner. So apologies, it was a very confusing situation with all the penalties that were assessed. Now 10 seconds remaining in the power play for the Ponies, lining up for the one-time blast on goal. It's loose out front. Eagles come out with it the other way. It's Jensen pushing it up ahead to Rudrud. Rudrud trying to steam his way into the zone. He works his way around. Rudrud then sends it. He scores! Spencer Rudrud sends one into the corner of the net. It just found its way in. It's 4-0 Eden Prairie. So Rudrud, who's come into a much bigger role with the offense in the last couple of weeks, has his second goal of the season. Eden Prairie leading 4-0 now. That goal coming at 2:30 of the final period. Banked off the near side boards by Grain. Stillwater looking to break out the other direction with it. Coming in 1-on-2 is Rusky. Rusky working his way in. Here's a shot that goes off the side of the net. Perhaps didn't even hit the post. The Eagles back the other way with it. Out into the offensive zone where Rudrud is that one taken away from him. And then sent in deep on goal by Isle. Irwin playing it around to Langfels. It banks off the end wall. Grain sending it cross ice to Wilhite. Wilhite takes a hit. He goes down to the ice. And the Ponies back the other way. If that one skips by Monson onto the near side boards. Argetsinger chasing it down and will have an icing call. 13:37 remaining in the final frame. 4-0 Eden Prairie with the lead. A very defensive first period with the Eagles exploded for 3 in the second frame, and they've added one more already here in the third off the stick of Rudrud. Face-off coming to the left of Dietrich, controlled by the Ponies. And they will hold it as Wells. Wells throws that one toward the net, out of the reach of Eichten. Banks off the end wall, comes around on the near side. There's Krebsbach, sends it into the neutral zone for the Eagles. Banks off the stick of Jones. Jones trying to get it up toward the blue line. Middlestead. Middlestead reversing direction, chased by a pair of Stillwater players. And then thrown toward the net wide by Scott. Ponies unable to hold the zone. Quickly the other way, here's Conan. Conan trying to work his way around Wiley, couldn't do it. Wiley able to hold his own and poke it away from him, and now we're gonna have a penalty coming, a slash. It's gonna be Conan getting the gate for that one. Well, Conan headed to the box at 4:02 for the slash. And Stillwater will head back on the power play. Singer will take the face-off against Raleigh. Stillwater trying to control the face-off, but it's sent out to center ice. Jensen trying to catch up to it in his offensive zone. He's knocked off it there by Wiley, but it goes around to Piaski. Piaski possessing it in front of the Stillwater bench. Ponies with it, no one banked down toward Raleigh. Jensen trying to force a mistake, almost puts Wiley, as Wiley now gains the offensive zone, so that one high up into the netting on the shot. We'll have a face-off in the Eden Prairie zone with 12:31 remaining in the game. 4-0 Eden Prairie with the lead. 1:34 in the power play for the Ponies. The Ponies' troubles on offense definitely evident tonight. Have not really had any good scoring opportunities at all. Ponies come out with it, and that one on Dietrich, that was a good play by Monson. Now this one sent all the way down. Ponies will catch up to it first. Huber, though, hit by Jensen. Jensen trying to, rather that's Garrett Smith, my apologies, as Smith able to get it away from Huber. Centering feed to Jones, and Jones is almost shorthanded, able to five-hole the goaltender Brown. Stillwater forced to play it in its own zone. 51 seconds now remaining in the Ponies' power play. Bringing it up the near side is Eichten. Eichten takes a hit, it's knocked off that one. Stillwater able to hold the zone at the blue line. Along the near side boards, now sent out to center ice. Ponies will have to play it there, and now I think we're going to have a penalty coming against Stillwater. As Jack Jensen definitely making his presence known. Now there's going to be a puck played with a high stick, that's all it'll be. Piaski will take the face-off for Eden Prairie against Rusty. Stillwater controlling the face-off in its own zone. Then back to center ice the other way. Rusty through center ice along the far side boards. Knocked off the puck there. That one thrown toward the net. It's loose, they score. Stillwater gets that power play goal. It'll be Adam Isle who comes away with it. The Adam Isle 6th goal of the season. The Ponies are on the board 4-1. Perhaps all you can say, though, is unfortunately that will count against the Eden Prairie power play tally. Although with that 4-1 lead, maybe just more of a footnote than anything else. We're going to have a discussion quickly with the scorers table. Now we're ready for play. Eden Prairie controlling the face-off with Irwin banking it off the boards in front of the Eden Prairie bench. Wilhite, as that one go by him, he loses his stick as well. As this one in front of Pager. Pager gets it up ahead to Lesko, but Lesko has that one poked away from him. Here's Wells behind his own net for the Ponies. Send it back into the corner. Wells back to get it. He'll send it back to his teammate and send it back up to where it's picked off by Pager and sent back into the Eden Prairie zone. Puck loose out front, but the Ponies able to send it out to center ice. Here's Isle into the zone, 3-on-2. Isle with a shot that goes off the glove of Dietrich. It drifts its way in front of Dietrich and he'll have to dive on it. 10:34 to go in the final frame. 4-1. Eden Prairie with the lead. Adam Isle a moment ago getting his 6th goal of the season that ties him for the team lead. Stillwater's leading goal scorer is only having 6 goals apiece now. There are 2 at the top of the list. It would be Spencer Scott. Whether it be Noah Tussey and now Isle, both with 6 goals, leading the Ponies on the season. So that illustrates the difficulties in scoring that the Ponies have, that at this point in the season their leading goal scorer only has 6 of them. Well, now co-leading scorers have 6 of them. It's this one loose out front, and the puck sent up into the far side corner. Eagles come out with it. That one goes off the skate of Langfells, but held in by Horton, now sent out to center ice. Middlestead with a shot that's blocked. Ponies come back the other way with it into the neutral zone. On the far side is Scott. Scott will pull up with a shot that deflects off of Dietrich, kind of pops up. It's knocked down with the hand of Langfells and swats at it. Just out of reach on the redirect attempt was Joe Raleigh. Wobbled in on him, and he just able to send it up into the corner. Eagles come back to center ice with it. Brain sends it to the blue line. It's sent in deep by Jones. Ponies playing in their own zone. Sent up ahead as Lesko on charging. It causes Monson to whiff on a pass. Eagles into the offensive zone, or rather defensive zone, I apologize. And then back out to center ice. Jensen into the zone with Lesko. Turn it back and give it to Piaski, who sends a blast wide. Send all the way back down into the Eagle zone. Chasing after it is Isle, and Isle on the wraparound almost able to put it home. They continuing in the far side corner even as Isle and Dietrich went to the ice. There's Wiley winding up for a blast. That's blocked by Lesko and knocked down into the far side corner. Lesko goes to the ice. There's a multi-car pile up in the near side corner. Lesko goes to the ice once again. Here comes Jensen through the neutral zone. Jensen along the far side boards. They'll get around the Stillwater net. Sent out of play into the stands. A loud bang as it hits into the metal seats here at the Eden Prairie Community Center. And we'll have a face-off with 8:18 remaining in regulation. 4-1 Eden Prairie with the lead. Rudrud getting his 2nd goal of the season for the Eagles here in the 3rd period. Leading it 4-0. And Adam Isle answering for Stillwater, finally getting the Ponies on the board as Langfell set that one in on goal, saved and held onto by Brown. The aforementioned Rudrud about to take the face-off against Brusky. Tied up down low. Ponies back the other way with Camp. Camp with a couple of critical penalties, and he shoots that one high over the net. There's Conan there to put a hit on Matthew McGinley as this one sent in on goal, held on to by Dietrich. Well, certainly Eden Prairie able to hold on for the next 8 minutes with that 3-goal lead. Certainly something to feel good about finally. They did beat Duluth East a couple weekends ago, but had those 2 difficult conference losses, losing by 3 goals apiece to both Wayzata and Minnetonka. Comes Jones the other way with speed through neutral ice. Work his way around Wells. Jones gets it back. He scores! Carson Jones scores, and the Eagles lead 5-1. Jones' 8th goal of the year puts Eden Prairie back up by 4 with 7:41 to play. Prairie controlling the face-off. Jones again pushing his way down into the offensive zone with Garrett Smith with him. Tied up behind the net by Monson. Smith coming out with it for the Eagles briefly. Now they'll try to get it to the blue line. Jones takes a hit. Middlestead will chase after it, opposed by Cooper Wiley along the far side boards. Target Singer with that one deflected into the corner. Still loose now behind the net. The stoppage of play. Target Singer headed back to the penalty box for the second time. It'll put the Stillwater Ponies back on the power play. Not had any success. Well, they have had one. I should restate that they did have a power play goal, but that was when it was already 4-0. They did not have any luck when it was into the zone with speed. As Piaski shorthanded, but has that one poked away from him as he tried to set something up. That was Donar who was able to get that off of the stick of Piaski. Piaski down low, able to get a rebound and then sends a shot wide. It's Jensen. Piaski working hard down there. Comes out of the zone. Pager will dump it in behind his own net. Wiley playing it for the Ponies. Send up ahead to Smith. Smith will send it in behind the Eagle net. 6:23 remaining in regulation. 1:18 to go in the Stillwater power play as Donar can't hold the zone. He'll go chase it into the neutral zone. He'll go to the ice. Piaski into the zone with speed. Piaski with a shot that goes high over the net. Shot carries all the way back out into the neutral zone. Langfell's in his zone. 59 seconds now remaining in the power play for Stillwater. Jensen takes a hit from Huber. Conan trying to work his way into the zone, but he's met by 4 red jerseys. A swarming Stillwater defense. Monson back the other way. He'll play it around the net. Its way along the far side boards, and the Eagles send it back out into the neutral zone. 33 seconds now remaining in the power play. That one gets by Monson and then gets by Langfeld. And that one sent wide on the shot by a streaking Wyatt Wasco as he worked his way into the middle of the ice. That one gets by Wasco into the corner. Langfeld and Monson will play it. Wasco comes out with it for the Ponies. Irwin trying to get a clear. He'll send it up into the bench. 6 seconds remaining in the power play. 5:09 remaining in the game. 5-1 Eden Prairie with the lead. Figuring something out. We're ready to go. Face off just outside of the Eden Prairie zone. Puck set down into the Eagle zone. Krebs box sends it toward the blue line, held in by the Ponies. As Isles' shot is deflected high up over the net. Centering feed intercepted by the Eagles. Redrud almost got hooked there. Looking to center it, trying to get it to Isle. They couldn't do it. Still loose as it's banked off into the corner. Power play over. Eagles back at full strength. And sent out into the neutral zone. Wiley. Get back up to Wells. Wells trying to get it ahead, but it's cleared out by the Eagles all the way down for an icing. We'll face off back deep in the Eden Prairie zone with 4:31 remaining in the game. 5-1 Eagles with the lead. Redwood will take the face-off against Raleigh. Rebs box sending it toward the blue line, but able to be held in. The Eagles do break out the other way, 2-on-2. Here's Wilhite. He gets tied up along the far side by Ethan Darby. That one sent into the corner. Redwood will play it back toward the corner. Wilhite to go with it. Centers it for Jensen. It's a shot on goal. Excuse me, that was Lesko who got the shot on goal there. Brown holds on and will have a face-off to his left with 4:08 remaining in regulation. Thank our sponsors for this evening's game. Shirts Unlimited, Green Mill, Walzer Toyota, and Tavern on 4 and 5. As that one just goes wide off the stick of Grain. Grain, though, trying to get it back. He'll take a hit there from Eichten. And sent in, held on to by Brown. We have the Shirts Unlimited player of the game coming up afterward. Face off to the left of Brown. It'll be Jensen taking the face off for the Eagles. Langfeld sends it back into the corner. Play continuing in the corner, and now Jensen comes out with it. Jensen working his way, leaves it down for Langfeld. He scores! Keegan Langfeld makes it 6-1, Eden Prairie. Third goal of the season for Langfelds. So let that one go from outside the left circle, or the near side circle. So Eden Prairie breaking through for 3 goals in each of the second and third periods. Still 3:39 left to play. Stillwater controlling the face-off. Bringing it up ahead is Wiley. Banked off the glass. Wiley possessing it, trying to get it down low, but nobody there. It's blocked. Jones into the zone. Jones with a cross-ice feed looking for Conan, and Conan just out a little bit too hot for him to handle. Conan looking to finish off the hat trick, perhaps on that. Banked off the near side boards once again by McGinley. McGinley chasing down Krebsbach in the zone. It's Conan through center ice. Conan with a shot high up into the net. Now it's deflected off the stick of Rusky. The face-off deep in the Stillwater zone with 2:58 left to play. Eden Prairie with a 5-goal lead at 6-1. Rudrud will take the face-off against Raleigh. Face-off still loose. It ends up coming to Rudrud, who has a shot that goes up into the corner. Smith playing it, trying to center it. That one's sent toward the net by Krebsbach, and it ends up in the corner as it goes off of a body. It looked like out of the chest area of one of the Stillwater players. It's still loose. Rudrud, as that one ends up bouncing off a couple of skates and a more difficult save than it may have looked for the goaltender Brown. And sent out into the neutral ice area. Here's Krebsbach chasing it down in his zone. He's got Horton with him. He's got a couple of Stillwater players harassing him as well, with Raleigh and Scott. He moves down into the near side corner. Here's Horton for the Eagles. It's knocked off the puck there by Scott. Into the near side corner, it continues. Lesko trying to break out with it, but it ends up being sent up along the far side boards. 1:51 remaining in the game. Eden Prairie getting a big, comfortable win on home ice. And wobbles in on Brown. He covers it up with a face-off in the Stillwater zone with 1:43 remaining in the game. So a very tightly contested first period, and the Eagles quickly solved the trap, solved Brown, and they've exploded for 6 goals in the second 2 periods of the game. And all the way down, icing waved off. Monson knocked off the puck as he skates around the net and scores. Lucas Monson able to work the wraparound. He beats Dietrich and makes it 6-2 with 1:27 remaining in the game. Monson, that's his second goal of the season. Eden Prairie controlling the face-off. Langfells back up to Irwin. Irwin will send it through center ice. Grain ends up coming in offside as it deflected back onto the stick of Lesko, and then Lesko pushing it ahead to Grain. $118, my apologies, remaining in the game. Eagles control the face-off once again. Important, bank it off the near side board, send it down into the offensive zone. As Brown ending up on his knees and somehow finds it and covers it up. 1:06 now remaining in the game, 6-2, Eden Prairie with the lead. Conan with a pair of goals in the second period. Piaski with a goal. Langfeld with the most recent goal. Redroot has a goal for the Eagles tonight as well, as Krebsbach sends that one in deep, and Brown will have to cover it again as Krebsbach let that one go from about the blue line, and it caught Brown by surprise. 1 minute exactly remaining in the game. Eden Prairie not taking its foot off the gas, still looking for chances, still looking to make things happen. Pony's up into the offensive zone. Horton playing it there with Krebsbach for the Eagles. 42 seconds remaining in the game as here's a shot on goal by Donar. Be held on to by Dietrich with 38 seconds remaining. Oh, a win tonight, giving the Eagles something to feel good about. Improve their overall record to 7-10-1. Well, Stillwater will fall to 9-7-1 on the season. Roller coaster ride continuing as here's Grain into the offensive zone for the Eagles. Knocked off the puck by Donar. Play behind the Eagle net, or rather the Stillwater net. Set up along the far side boards. 20 seconds remaining, and here come the Ponies into the neutral zone. They'll send it down into their offensive zone. With Raleigh colliding with Horton behind the net. Krebsbach comes out with it as we go under 10 seconds. Scott will get it back down to Donar. That will be deflected up as we come to the finish line. And the Eagles come away with a 6-2 win here on home ice this evening. Things started off slowly, but things accelerated quite quickly in the second period. Piaski got a goal, Conan had two. And here in the third period, Rudrud, Langfells, both getting goals as well. Well, the Shirts Unlimited player of the game this evening, we're going to give it to Piaski. Certainly he had that opening goal, but you could just see how hard he was working constantly down there in the offensive zone, really at both ends of the ice, but the way that he would fight through some really difficult checks and body blows by the Stillwater defenders, this tough Stillwater defense. Piaski is our Shirts Unlimited player of the game this evening. Said one goal tonight for Piaski, but certainly factored in heavily elsewhere. As well, the rest of our sponsors tonight, Green Mill, Walzer Toyota, and Tavern on 4 and 5. Want to thank all of our great sponsors this evening and all season long here on Eden Prairie Boys Hockey. Though for our crew of Brett and Will, I'm Patrick Lilia. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We'll catch you soon here at the Eden Prairie Community Center. We'll talk to you next time. Good night, everybody.